English Beats Podcast, Season 1, Episode 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Beats Podcast. My name is Abdel Malik, and I'm happy to have today with us Mr. Abdelzak Khalfi from UK to talk about the English language. My first question to Mr. Abdelzak is, why millions of people around the world work on mastering the English language?
Well, why English language is important to learn by a million of people, I would say simply because it's a language of communication. First of all, people, if they want to acquire a job abroad, anywhere, they have to speak English. All the interviews are conducted in English language, so there's a need for people to learn English. Wherever you go, they will ask you what language do you speak, because if you don't say English, they will not hire you. And wherever you go, they conduct the interview in English language. Even recently in Algeria, they started doing it in English if you work in a foreign company. So English language is important because it allows you to get a job. Also, it will allow you to travel, because when you travel, English language now is taught everywhere. So it's a language required by the people who work in customer service, like airport, in any country. If you work in big hotels, or even in, let's say, even in small hotels where tourists, they come regularly, they acquire for you to learn English language. So it's for tourism as well, wherever you want to get something, whether you are at the airport or whether you are anywhere else, in a hotel, you need English language. So these two things, of course, there are more other factors why other people, a million people, want to learn English.
I couldn't agree more. Are you with or against people who say that English is just a way of communication?
I am, whether I'm against and for, there are people, they believe that English language is a way of communication. I respect, there's no right or wrong answer here. It depends on the people, how they perceive it. If you think most people who do actually want to learn English because they have to conduct their business, they acquire it because it will save them time and money for looking for an interpreter. So to them, it's a way of communication because they have to deal with a certain business, like trading and so on. So they need to be able to use English language to communicate for specific purposes. And this is what we call in English language the motivation. They have this instrumental motivation, which means they learn English for specific purposes. Other people, they have this integrative motivation, which means that they learn the language not because they want to communicate with the language, they want to understand the culture of every country, not necessarily British culture or American culture, other cultures. So I would think, for myself, I use English language not just a way of communication. I use a vehicle because every language carries a culture. I use English language to understand other culture, to understand other religions, to understand the history of different cultures. It's not just I want to communicate. Of course, it's good to, I know in your mother tongue you will have some knowledge, but sometimes knowledge in your mother tongue, maybe you don't have enough publications in the mother tongue. So I would consider myself English language beyond communication. It's knowing about other culture, other customs, and so on of the country you live.
Okay. Where does the language power comes from?
The power of English language comes from a few factors. I think the British Empire imposes the language in the past. Also, the American civilization. Recently, all the scientific research are conducted in English language, whether they're computing or medicine or any other subjects. So in physics and name it, electronics. So English language is really powerful, and also the money they spend on the language to promote it, and also the simplicity of English language. English language is among the easiest languages to acquire in terms of grammar and vocabulary as well. So the structure is much easier than probably French or Italians or Arabic or other languages. So it makes it quite easy language to acquire. And also the movies, cinemas, art, music, and so on. Hollywood has played a great influence in the language. So American English started dominating the whole world because people don't want to see the subtitles, they want to hear what they're saying. They're bored to see the subtitles. So I believe these things are the main reasons why English language is powerful.
Do you think that Chinese or Arabic will have the same people's interest in the near future?
Of course, I believe that Arabic will and Arabic and Chinese are actually rivals to English language. They're quite powerful languages, and hopefully, I think in the future, Arabic has got a place. Is really challenging challenging even Chinese and English. The reason why, for example, Arabic, because it's not just a language, an ordinary language. It's a language spoken by probably 300 million people, and also from the native speakers, and also the religion, because the Quran is written in Arabic, and the Quran is the heart of Arabic. A lot of new convert to Islam are obliged to learning Arabic, and now a lot of people are interested in learning Arabic. Even though in terms of technology we're not that great in the Arab world, but you've got the factor of religion. Like, remember, Latin was international because of the Bible, because of the of religion, Christianity. Now Arabic has got a hope in the future. In terms of Chinese, is also challenging our English because of the whole population they speak Chinese, and also because of the technology they bring into the world as well. They're challenging American.
Thank you, Mr. Abdelrazak. That's all for this episode. We'll be back another time with a new topic. Thanks for listening to English Beats podcast. We'll be back soon. Goodbye.